And Gore, the one word that I think of when I think of Season 7 is competitive, man. It feels like anybody can win, any team can win at any given moment.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous so far when you're looking at the way things have been going. There's only one team right now still looking for that first win, that is Obey. So, hey, they have their chance today. But the fact that you could look at, later on, Renegades and Sanguine and be like, oh, anybody could win that one. You look at yesterday and you're like, Sanguine Rival, anyone could win that one. PK and SSG, anyone could win those. Like, the way these games have been going, it's very difficult to make a call going into the set. Who's going to win?
Game number 1, Obey in search of that first win, about to start.
And this is exactly what you want to do with that Horus in lane. And I think that when you think about gods that will see play at a competitive level, one of the big keys to it is actually Scream in some trouble here. Weekend's already jumped on him and slowed him down.
He has to burn the beads, but it's not going to save his life. Weekend in for first blood. Wolfie gets some body block assist from Weekend, but Hurrywind immediately answers back. So first blood for Obey. That's a kill for United. Weekend actually very low here. Luckily has the leap and had just enough mana for it. So Hurrywind answers back with a kill of his own.
And I'm looking for Inbound to really focus trapping Scream and Variety into those ults. If you get Hurrywind with his jump down or Snoopy with his jump down, that's going to be good. But this Baron's going to be critical to the team fight for United.
Oh, Inbound dashed on, and Sunbreaker will crash down, and Inbound back to base. That's a first kill for this long lane. Snoopy catches Desert Fury. Wow, he just needs a few more autos, but Ionic, brilliant body blocks here. Wow, he just trying to round the corner, finds the spear. Snoopy takes a back seat, but Hurrywind is here. It's a 2-for-1 trade with eUnited out on top. But when you look at Hurrywind on this Uller and the rotations that he's already had, I think United will be happy with it. There's a big waterfall that goes up and traps down Ionic. Wolfie, just as I mentioned him, rotates over, grabs his first kill of the game, and suddenly we're all tied up, but Scream is here. Inbound gets knocked down. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Weekend low. Sunbreaker trying to just chip away at the Hoonbats. Snoopy is in range, looking for the back, dash right on through, just need one auto to connect, but Snoopy doesn't hit it. He might just get out alive. Scream continuing, though, on Wolfie. Low health bars all over the map aggro, and somehow we ended a 1-for-1.
All you can ask for is that Obey is improving every week, and I think it's very, very clear that they are. Now, there's a discussion about whether or not it's improving at the right rate, all this kind of stuff. All of that isn't super relevant right now. The fact that they're improving is really the big news, and that's a good sign for them.
Well, Inbound is going to just try to self-peel a little bit. Weekend, he's found the second kill of the game. Snoopy, though, over in that long lane, has finally traded out one onto Wowie. Life of the party, and Inbound is the guest, but he's able to walk away. Weekend unable to say the same for himself. There is still a 3-man chase. Tier 1 tower might be a safe haven, but Hurrywind kicks down the door. Weekend back to base. He's 2-1-1. Best look early game we've seen here from Weekend, but eUnited, they continue to find these trades. Just a 1-man advantage again. It is a 2-for-1 as Scream falls, but these slow, small leads for eUnited starting to grow a little bit bigger. So it's a Gold Fury for none, and eUnited expands their lead.
I really like this adjustment that eUnited has made, because we saw Snoopy play Uller a couple weeks ago up against Renegades. I believe that was last week. And it just did not look particularly good as Hurrywind in trouble here in the mid lane. No beats for him, but actually is able to jump away.
Yeah, it's a decent Rivers rebuke, but Hurrywind leaps on out of it. The stun is there, but Variety saves the life of Hurrywind this time around for a clean kill from eUnited.
And so giving him this Uller pick, he looks comfortable on it. He's played aggressively on it and has gotten himself a really big lead, which is why you're first picking this god, is not to be 0-0-0 15 minutes into the game necessarily. It's to get leads like this.
Well, that's Pyromancer for United, and are they going to be able to win the fight? Ionic is going to look to re-engage. Rivers rebuke, but Inbound catches a little bit of damage on his way out. Ionic staggered down, stunned up against the wall. Maybe a nice setup kill there from Wowie, and it sure is. Some good healing to keep Variety and the rest of the team alive. Fear No Evil sends a few running here, but eUnited, they're not worse for wear on the end of it. Ducky slams down Variety. It's a 2-for-none for Obey, but Scream will roll his way in. Inbound finally back to base. It's a 2-for-1, make it a 2-for-2. Snoopy rejoins the fight. One final shot onto Weekend's all he needs. Unable to find it. Hoonbats will leap out and stay alive. Ducky burns the blink. It's a 2-for-2 and a Pyromancer for United.
Is going to be difficult to get past and go in and help Weekend, but that's what he needs.
Inbound looking for another Rivers Rebuke engage, and naturally Scream has to use the ultimate to disengage from Ducky, who's found the opening kill here in this fight, and a good knockup will return some damage as Snoopy drops down the Sunbreaker. 4 or 5 members of Obey backpedaling away from this Primal Fury, and looks like they're just going to take that, get a kill onto Scream, get ourselves out alive, take these small wins where we can find them.
That's huge. I mean, that Rivers Rebuke from Inbound was certainly not what he was looking for, but Scream just takes too much damage from Wowie's ultimate. Wowie and Ducky combined right there to do some great work and put Scream down before he can get away. And now in a 5v4, United still feeling like they can fight, knowing that every ultimate is down on Obey's side.
Not shaken by a numbers disadvantage. Primal Fury reset, but it's weakened to even up the numbers here. Life of the party pulls an Inbound, and he's an early exit from this one. See you later. And now there's 3 members of Obey on the run, and somehow eUnited turn around that fight. And maybe you look at the ultimates, not a lot were left online there from Obey, where eUnited, they had a few. And the power play begins for eUnited, and just shy of 20 minutes into the game, the first Fire Giant is locked down. Still undying is Hurrywind in that middle lane. And he's going to add another kill under his belt. Now 9 affected kills, 4-0-5. Inbound, 30 seconds on the death timer. And aggro, this could turn into a Phoenix defense maybe earlier than Obey were expecting.
On the enemy team, but a good job by Wolfie to pop his Magi's.
Variety, the one playing front and center, and he's going to look to pull a few in. Decent pillar will kind of separate the fight, but Weekend has taken so much damage. Wow, he sends the spears flying, and Iana catches them all. And that's the first kill of this one, but Snoopy turns it around. Ducky, the solo laner of Obey, takes a back seat as Scream will blink his way around the left-hand side here. 1-for-1 trade, but United, they're not dissuaded.
Not yet, but a good heal from Variety. That's actually a clutch one because there isn't a whole lot of anti-heal applied at the time. There's a big ultimate by Inbound.
Oh, and they're trapped in there, but Hurrywind does so much damage, he's actually able to find the first kill onto Inbound. Snoopy is low, and they're going to just finally start chipping away some damage at this left side Phoenix. Obey, too low to maybe contest here. They're going to give up the Phoenix, and finally, United will crack the base. And I'm not sure Obey really, not necessarily don't care, but I think they're smart enough to realize that's not a winning fight for themselves. And again, they're going to pull out that Oni Fury, at least get a little counter push going. But it's Fire Giant, Oni Fury, and you get a tier 1 tower for Obey, so a little extra gold. But United, they're looking like they're on the hunt. Weekend might get drop shipped on. Suddenly, 4 members of eUnited back behind the Obey Alliance jungler. He'll drop down the Fear No Evil and will leap us up away, but look at the collapse from eUnited. Snoopy's right there to follow up. 1 kill down, 50 seconds on the Weekend death timer.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a character that can do something that no other god in the game does. No other god in the game, save maybe Giannis, gets them on top of Hunbats that well.
Well, Variety might be the sacrificial lamb here as Obey have cleaned up 1, evens this one up at a 4 versus 4. Yannick running away from Ducky here, and he'll be able to do so just fine as the 3 versus 3 fight continued over in the mid lane.
Then you're going to end up having a tougher time dealing with Double Hunter.
Well, Hurrywind and Snoopy are certainly having themselves a day. Eonic, Variety, both locked into the Rivers Rebuke. There will be a couple disengage leaps there. A nice bit of stun, though, onto the front line of Obey Alliance as Eonic moves his way back in. Scream will dash himself in as well. Ducky 3-manning the back line of eUnited. You're never going to win that one. Not when Hurrywind's 6-0-6. Left side Phoenix looking nervous. Just needs a few more shots here. 1 back, and that's Weekend going for some healing. An attempted stun from Inbound will not connect. Hurrywind still playing front and center. Axe no good. 1-for-1 trade, and the left side Phoenix falls yet again.
That was a really good defensive sequence by Wolfie. He put out a ton of damage on that left side Phoenix.
Snoopy is just going to move back to the middle lane. Watch out, United and Eonic might be looking to engage, but this time it's a 1-man drops it just to turn some heads of Obey Alliance. Scream still kind of plugging away at that mid lane. Phoenix, Eonix will be tanking it up for the time being. Hurrywind wraps back around and essentially one-shots it. This time the Rivers Rebuke won't really disengage all that much. Scream taken low, some good damage from Wolfie will maybe make the United jungler think twice. Weekend finally capitalizes and puts Snoopy in the dirt for only the 2nd time this game, and this is maybe the defense that Obey needed.
But it might be a little bit too late, Dave. I mean, they already lost both left and mid Phoenix, and Obey realizing that this might be their best opportunity, knowing that Snoopy's dead, but they have to worry about these waves coming down the left-hand side and where Variety is.
Scream might just roll on through. Hurrywind, he's dropped for the first time this game by Wolfie. Scream, though, we're getting to that late game point where this Hebo is just going to pour damage out on you. Ducky is going to try to get out and will take to the skies into his ultimate and leaps over the wall here. So Wukong's life saved for the time being, and losing Hurrywind for 40 seconds, I think, admittedly, that's huge for Obey.
This Fire Giant defense from Obey is going to be difficult, knowing the relics are starting to come up now for eUnited.
Variety playing frontline here. Life of the party is going to get canceled early. Ducky takes to the skies. Fire Giant has been locked down by eUnited in the meantime, but how will this fight go? A decent Fear No Evil sends Variety right back into the awaiting arms of Inbound, and Snoopy just gets knocked back. That's a decent portal there from Inbound, but it's 4 members of eUnited strong. Make their way back to a tier 2 tower that's no longer there, and they Alliance that won't go fishing any further.
Knows he needs to be careful without beads. Didn't highlight it earlier, but a Polynomicon here for Scream means that this already difficult to stop siege is so much harder, and that's the reason why he split pushes that right side.
Weekend has found the engage maybe he was hoping for, but Scream, look at that lifesteal, is going to help top him off just a little bit. I don't know if it saves his life, but it definitely keeps him in the fight a little bit longer. Jungle ult for jungle ult, and Ducky has to pop the Wukong ult as well. Now mid lane Phoenix is going to be a little bit worse for wear, with Variety having to move his way out of it. Burns the beads this time to keep from getting stunned up by Inbound, and River's Rebuke used as well. So 3 key defensive ultimates maybe now missing for Obey.
And that mid Phoenix is still on its last legs. 1 polyproc does it for Scream.
Ionic moves his way in. It's the front line now of Obey. They're going to move themselves out. Scream still kind of hanging in that back line. Weaken deleted by Hurrywind here. 4 members of Obey Alliance huddled around this left side Phoenix. Ducky, you don't have your ultimate to disengage from this fight. Snoopy, though, ends up falling, but that's a drop ship, a double kill for Hurrywind, and he's still swinging away as Wowie is going to finally leap back to safety. It's going to be 3 Phoenixes down, and the siege continues for eUnited.
Good damage from Wolfie. It's critical to keep these health bars low, but with Fire Giant Sustain still on, only for another 5 seconds, I think eUnited can just walk in. This Titan is too weak.
Well, you have both your carries and your Guardian, I suppose. If you want anyone to defend, that's one good way of doing it. Wowie gonna get locked down here, plugged some damage away. Titan under attack, eUnited full strength minus Snoopy. Wowie takes a backseat to Scream as the Hebo will roll his way in. Titan being chipped away now as Ionic will turn his attention over to Inbound, and Variety will continue plugging away damage. Once he falls, I think it's all said and done. Hurrywind, Ionic, Scream, all in range. Titan falls, and eUnited strike first.
Well, Obey looked better in Game 1, but can they look good enough to take down eUnited? Let's find out, Dulcet, with Game 2.
It's going to be a bit of a split in the long lane for Obey, as Inbound is still indeed hanging around, so maybe kind of looking to turn the tables a little bit from what we saw in Game number 1, but the aggression continues here in the middle lane. Stun being held onto by Ionic. Perfect timing. The beads wear out from Wolfie, and Ionic lets that spear fly, and the rotation from Odin strikes for first blood.
Really good is that it's a fairly hard character to zone at times, but a great dash cashes Hurrowin's Rising Jaguar. Well played by Wolfie. He was a hair late on doing that on top right, but then he gets it on the top left. Nicely done. And I like what Obey's done. They put pressure on this purple buff consistently.
There's going to be a collapse here. Ionic taken very low. Execute just leapt away from. Ducky, though, still wants the kill, and Wolfie's going to be the one to find it. Suddenly, this Raijin has 2 kills under his belt, so the rotation from the mid lane to the short lane has been successful so far here from Obey.
A good response by Obey. They understand that that's going to be their response, and they play around it well.
Wolfie's feeling confident, and for good reason. Suddenly the Raijin is swung for 3 straight kills in this game. Watch out, Scream has taken to the sky, but I think plenty far out of range now. Will, I think, smartly back off, and actually it's Scream who's kind of wrapping around the backside there, but Weekend is found. Fear No Evil that Hurrywind will be able to dash away from, but the up-down just gets a little bit of damage now onto the mid laner. Inbound is locked him in there, and Weekend rejoins this fight. Through comes the Hunbats, and that's the 4th kill of the game now for Obey Alliance. Ionic is in the fight, but I think he'll be able to get out alive, and great rotation from Obey to charge out their 4th straight kill in this game.
And Hurry is really struggling now on the Xbalanque. Now Snoopy, no flicker, but Weekend completely Don't think he's going to be able to do a whole lot at this point. In fact, he has to worry about Scream's rotation.
Wow, he chunked down. Scream does plenty of damage up to the sky. Goes the Rom, and he'll be able to plug some damage down onto Snoopy. But right there, the Merlin is waiting, so United stem the bleeding just a little bit, get a kill on board, and Obey are finding these not only small kills, but small map objectives, and if they're able to keep doing so, they might have a good chance. Unfortunately, Weekend locked in here. Inbound is there to maybe help out his jungler. Stun is down, but the leap right on out from eUnited. Well, at least save the first life in this fight. Scream slams down the anvil of John. Will rejoin the fight and a stun onto Weekend, but a kill onto Scream. Variety has joined the fight from the short lane and gotten a kill. Both junglers down for either team. Hurrywin somehow stays alive here, and Variety might be able to get out alive as well. Wolfie does not have the ultimate and is somewhat low on mana here. It's just going to rely on sidesteps for Variety, but no way, I don't think he gets out. But that's a nice dash underground, and Variety stays alive. At the end of the day, it's a one-for-one trade. I mean, it's the conversation we've pretty much had up to this entire point. Good start, but maybe lackluster on the finish, and a fight started here. A Scream will Anvil of Dawn down. Wolfie forced to dash away, but eUnited awaiting for the kill. Wow, he takes to the sky and will be able to barrage down some damage, but awaiting his Variety, and the rest of eUnited is Wowie will make his way back by his red buff. Ducky is close by, and Ducky will blink in, find a little bit of a stun. eUnited, the last little bit of tick damage from the stun, will keep one alive. A nice Aegis from Snoopy, avoids the execute and a flicker off to the side. A 3 for 2, and eUnited come out on top. And I think you kind of compare apples to apples across the board. The solo laners have been somewhat even. I think Weekend and Scream have found similar engagements, and might have to see how this Gold Fury will turn those tides. A Fear No Evil sends a couple running, and Obey has taken the Gold Fury away. The River's Rebuke might start off the fight well for them, but instead Hurrywin will send Wolfie to the grave. Wowie has made it a one-for-one trade. Obey, take away the Gold Fury. eUnited left wondering what the heck just happened.
Once he gets that Soul Reaver, I expect those numbers to get pumped up pretty quickly, though.
You're saying, just you wait until I rotate to some of these fights. Wolfie, speaking of fight, has been taken down very low. Anvil of Dawn to the sky, looking for the Raijin potentially in the back line, and he finds him. Stun is down, but Obey is there to save their mid laner's life. Fear No Evil sends eUnited and a couple sending the opposite way. Scream hits the shot, and down goes Wolfie. Hurrywin is there for his second kill of the game. 3 members down from Obey. Wowie dashing back from beneath his tier 2 tower. Ducky maybe just now getting involved in on this fight. Snoopy suddenly on a killing spree. He said wait until I join the fight, and look what happens. He's got himself a killing spree here. Ducky, maybe the last one alive, is tanky enough to get out alive, I think. That's a big fight for eUnited.
Man, what a play by Scream. He plays that perfectly, basically from beginning to end. He reads where Wolfie's going to jump, does 1,000,000 damage to him, and then backs up. Doesn't overcommit into the Tycho drums. Then he ults, waits for his cooldowns to come back up, and then dunks and doesn't overcommit onto Wolfie, knowing that he doesn't have a real chance to one-shot him from that position. I don't think he had the cooldowns quite back. So he goes himself into the purple buff, finds a wall on 2, and then a raw double tap, and it sets up the cage. That was sick.
Ducky close by. It need to be a miracle steal. River's Rebuke. eUnited secure the FG, but Wolfie back on respawn has found a kill. Suddenly a double for the Raijin. A triple kill from Wolfie, and 1 kill from Inbound will wipe FG off 4 out of 5 members of eUnited. Scream still's got it, but suddenly this Raijin has picked up 3 more kills. Whoa, Scream could be looking for the dunk down, and he's found 3 stuns. He's gone back in. He might be able to double tap his way out. He has been able to. Wolfie on the chase. And Scream, a bit confident there on his dive, and might just have to give up this tier 1 tower. So you talk about kill participation. Wolfie's almost got it all, but it's eUnited who are actually positioning themselves a little bit more aggressively around this FG. Sort of note that Weekend is off to the side. Might look for the collapse here. River's Rebuke traps in a couple. Weekend has dropped down the Fear No Evil, but shrugged off by eUnited. eUnited, a great cage to lock in, kind of a follow-up engage there. Scream drops on down to the tune of 3 stunned out, and Variety will look to follow up. Nothing to be said. Big engage from both sides, but enough disengage keeps all 10 members left alive.
And that's what you expect. Anytime you've got a Hunbats on your side, he is the one who's either coming in to clean up with that Fear No Evil and getting lots of kills, or starting it off.
Scream can engage on a fight as well. Anvil of Dawn will drop down onto Wowie, who hasn't taken all that much damage, but it's Wolfie instead who catches a shell and The shielding might be enough to keep him alive under the duress of eUnited, who does end up falling. Ducky finishes off that kill. The first blood in this fight over to Obey, and eUnited will take that as a sign to disengage. The peel for the mid laner was big in this fight for Obey. Leave it to eUnited to still feel confident despite being down a member. Fire Giant taken low, Variety close. Obey have secured the FG, but how about the fight afterwards? Scream knocks down Wolfie. Weaken a backseat as well. Obey starting to crumble under the duress of the 4 eUnited members that are still in this one, but wow, he has turned it around. A double kill of his own. Hurrywin in the mid lane trying to get some action going for himself. Will get rid of Wowie. Ducky low health. 2 members down for eUnited. eUnited might be here for the stun. The ultimate just gonna lock Ducky in. 2 members left alive. Make it 1 with the FG. It seems like neither of these teams, Aggro, can keep more than 1 member alive with the Fire Giant after the secure.
In Obey Alliance, have a lot of power spike items completed for them as well. Heartseeker for both Ducky and Weaken. But I just feel like their late game is a little bit more contingent on these big ultimates that they have to find.
Weaken is lurking, and I think smart to be kind of tense on throwing down that Fear No Evil, but he has caught eUnited. Wolfie dashes in and Weaken finishes off the kill, but look at this. 3 members of eUnited have made their way to the right side Phoenix. Can Variety stop the members of Obey Alliance from backing? That's not the goal here. We're going to take a free right side Phoenix. We're going to lose eUnited, but eUnited, they break open the right side of the Obey base.
Just perfect. I mean, no frontliner, you feel like you're not going to be able to get anything going, but clearly not the problem there for eUnited, as now it's Weaken in trouble.
Whoa.
Variety is even teleported behind him and is going to set himself up for a nice kill off of Scream's dunk.
Are certainly in a healthy enough spot to do it. Enhanced Fire Giant bursts from the earth as eUnited again position themselves aggressively. Ducky stunned down, might need a little bit more armor in order to stay alive here. Scream, watch out in the back line, is taken to the skies. Wolfie burns both actives from the mid lane. Ducky has found the first kill. Variety the second. Taiko drums rolling through from Wolfie now, and just around the right-hand side goes Variety. eUnited finds the big stun, and Wolfie re-engages here. 1-for-1 trade continues to be so. Snoopy down in exchange for eUnited.
But Hurrywin is still up with both of his relics, and this is going to be difficult, I think, for Obey, unless they can turn it around. Scream takes too much damage on the hammer in. Weaken going to be able to put him down, but Hurry's branching bola claims
Wow.
is all worth it.
Aggro's eyes twitching around trying to figure out the Obey path back into this game. It gets a little bit worse now that eUnited have snuck away the Fire Giant without any duress from Obey. Scream looking for a target, and he goes to the back line, but Wowie is taken to the sky and plugs some good damage over onto Snoopy. eUnited has locked 3 in here, and health bar starting to melt down a little bit, but Wowie has turned around the damage onto Scream. Ducky looking for an execute, but it's just disengage. A nice pull back in from Snoopy might open up the doors to the rest of this fight. eUnited rejoining 4v5, now making a 3v5. Health bars maybe in favor of eUnited, and Hurrywin agrees. Snoopy, Hurry, both adding some kills. It's suddenly a double for the Jabalanque. Make it 3 for Hurrywin. Around the stretch, eUnited, they take down 4. You might not need all 5 to end the game.
Now it's up to Weaken, 1 man against 3, to see if he can keep Obey's dreams alive.
And one of those men is now Hurrywin, who's really come online. I like the idea from Variety, but it won't connect here. Hurry can just attack the Titan, plug damage onto Weaken, dash back to the rest of his team. Decent Fear No Evil, but I don't think it's going to be enough aggro. Titan will fall, and eUnited complete the 2-0.